Hey guys, what is up? This is Will, aka DeathViper567, coming back with you with another video. I liked all the positivity from the last one. I'm making another one. This is an update video for my collection, like I said I'm going to be doing. And hopefully soon I can get a computer to start uploading some gameplay and a video capture thing for it. I just got to figure out how to get all that going. Well, anyways, I am now a little bit more than a quarter of the way through getting my collection of 100 games for the original Xbox before I move on to another console. My wife has already picked out which console it's going to be, which is going to be the Nintendo Wii, which I'm all for because I've never had a Wii in my life and I always used to love playing it, and so did she when we were younger in our teenage years. But anyways, these games did not come from, another big marketplace like, Second and Charles. These games actually came from local, not really local, I would say about an hour or so away from where I live at. But here in Virginia, it's kind of hard to find places that sell old school games like this to a certain degree. And these two places, I love them both, and I will definitely go back to them again because they were just amazing, phenomenal customer service. They make you feel right at home. They show you everything where everything is at. And they're just good places. The first one was The Link to the Past. That place, an amazing store down in Chesterfield. If you get a chance and you're in Virginia, please check it out. It is definitely worth checking out. The dude there, Chris, amazing person. Amazing. He will help you out with anything. He has a few games that he has in the back that he hasn't been over yet because they keep on getting in new stuff almost every week that people trade in and stuff, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong, it is awesome. And the collectibles and stuff they got there, from anything between anime, Funko Pops, old DVDs, VHSs, everything from Atari all the way to Super Nintendo, all the way up to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, which is amazing. And the second place was another place that I went to that was, honest to God, it was awesome because I'm also into Magic the Gathering, and I might be doing a few Magic the Gathering episodes here and there, me or the wife playing, or me and some other buddies playing too, with our commander decks. But they're called Secondhand Heroes. They're in Lynchburg, if I remember correctly. I think it was Lynchburg, Virginia. They're a very, very nice place. They have a pretty big selection of collectibles and old school games, retro games, and retro consoles. They have a huge spot in the back that is just all arcades you can play for free. You don't have to pay any coins or anything to play them. And then they have a whole nother lounge spot that has all the consoles you can think of to play, which is freaking awesome. Every game you can think of to play on them. But these are the games I got from these places, and I will say that another thing I love about the Xbox, like I said last time, they're pretty cheap. I maybe spent altogether about $50 for all these games, which is freaking phenomenal. And it blows my mind, honestly. Because now, for how much I've already spent on my collection, I probably only get maybe like four or so games for the PlayStation. Because, well, for newer consoles, I wouldn't just say PlayStation, but newer consoles being $69.99, I get why they're that much because of game development and everything. But I digress from what I'm talking about, which is the games I got. So let's go over some. This is definitely, I would say, a somewhat review. I'll probably review them later on in different other videos, especially with gameplay. First one, which is a game that is somewhat near and dear to my heart when it comes to fighting games, because it's a pretty decent one. It has one of my favorite, I would definitely say, anti-hero characters, which is Spawn, the game is Soul Calibur 2. This game right here is bringing back so many memories of me and one of my old friends, Jacob, playing it, especially at his house when he had it for the Xbox. This game right here, I love it. Going back to play it again, I still love it. I'm still slowly getting back into the story and stuff. It's taking a little while to get to it because I'm playing other games, especially trying to complete Burnout 3 Takedown, because that is one of my all-time favorite games Me and my wife have not put that down. And then that and Dark Watch as well. Now, the second game was a game that, even though it's old and you can't really play online with it, I still like playing it against the computers every once in a while, and I just had to have it to my collection because it was one of my favorite games to play on the original Xbox Live, and that is Counter-Strike. Now, we all know that Counter-Strike itself has always been a pretty good game. I was surprised they had it on the Xbox when I first got it, good decade, 2 decades ago. But it's definitely one that was worth getting, and I really loved it. It got me into Counter-Strike, let me just say that. From my other Counter-Strike videos, if you've seen those, which I used to be phenomenal, I had played in years, because my computer fried on me years ago. Hopefully soon we can get another computer up and running so I can possibly do more videos of that. Now, this is another game that one of my best friends when I was little, and one of the first games I got on the original Xbox, I had to have again. It's almost like Super Mario Party, but for the Xbox. And to me, it was good. Fusion Frenzy. This game is still good to me. I had it for the backwards compatibility on Xbox One and Xbox Series X when I had my Xbox Series X. And I would say this is one game that me and my wife always used to play. Always a great game to play. I got the Platinum Hits version. I don't care which. For my collection, I don't really care which version I got, whether with the black label or the white label. As long as it's a game that I want for my collection. See, I'm not trying to go for, the full copy of the booklet, the manual, extra things inside, and the game. As long as it has the game and the label, I'm fine with it. Well, there's one exception. The other game, I actually did find something of from the last video. You'll see it here. Thank God they had it. But this is another game which very surprised me. I never played it up until now. I never heard of it up until recently when I started collecting and watching other YouTube videos where people were collecting this game and playing it. So I was like, you know what, I gotta try it. If I find it, I'm gonna buy it, especially if it's at a decent price, which this was. It was only 15 bucks, and I freaking love it. I'm actually kind of addicted to playing this game because it combines real-time strategy with third-person gameplay like Dynasty Warriors, which is Kingdom Under Fire, The Crusaders. Don't mind this label up here. That's definitely the wrong place I got it from. I actually got this from The Link to the Past. I was very shocked, very happy to get it, and it was definitely worth getting. I had to try it out, and I freaking love it. Now, this is another game. I can't remember if I did put it on my last video or not. Not entirely sure. Let me check. I think I did, but might as well put it on again because I love since I first started playing the Prince of Persia: Descendants time. I like it. I can see where Assassin's Creed got its origins from, I guess you could say, especially with the fluid movement, wall running stuff. So, I couldn't find the second one yet. Still trying to look for it. I've heard pretty good things about it, but I haven't played it. But this is the third one in the series, and still one of my... Honestly, I like it better than the first by 110%. And that is Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones. This game right here is friggin' awesome. Now, at first, when I started playing this series of games, I couldn't really get a hold of the controls. But after maybe an hour of playing, I was like, oh my god, I got it down smoothly now. Everything works perfectly. And it's freaking awesome. Only thing I don't like is that I think it might just be with my TV and my sound system is that the voices are very, very, very low. Like, when I say low, I mean like you can barely hear them, even if my TV is up on like 40, but you hear all the action loud, which shocked me. Now, this is a game that I'm pretty sure was part of the GTA collection, just by the case itself, which I kind of wish I could have gotten the other two. But this was one game that they had there at Secondhand Heroes that, you know, I wanted because I needed a GTA game. I wanted San Andreas, but I still cannot find it. Second and Charles didn't have one, the last one I went to. But the next one I might go to might have... Oh shit, sorry guys. It's like 2 a.m. in the morning and I'm making this video, but then again, all the kids are asleep and stuff, so it gives me the best time. But this was one that was near and dear to my heart. It's probably the first GTA game I beat way back when I was like a teenager. Yeah, I was like in 6th grade, if I remember correctly, when I first got it. I've been playing games since I was 3, so. But it's GTA Vice City. It, to me, is still one of my favorite GTAs to play, next to San Andreas. I didn't really care. I mean, I loved 4. Don't get me wrong. I loved 4. I loved 5. But this one is still pretty near and dear to my heart because it's actually the first one I beat by myself. I'm going back playing through it again, and I remember how it was, and I still love it. Graphics have not aged well, but it's still a pretty decent game story-wise. And I hope we go back to Vice City eventually, because that would be freaking awesome. As much as I love San Andreas and Liberty City, I loved how they updated it. I hope they can update Vice City. That is one game I really am hoping to do. Now, this is another game that, you know, a lot of people back then were addicted to. Even my wife, I'm surprised she hasn't picked it up yet and played it yet. Hopefully soon she does. But this was a game that I used to play days on end. Shockingly, for somebody that's into all these action games and stuff. But it was a little more, you know, like slice of life. Which, in all honesty, it was pretty freaking challenging. Even to this day's standard, it still can be challenging every once in a while, and that is The Sims. This game right here brings back so many memories. The original Sims on the Xbox was probably legit one of the best Sims to me, especially with cheat codes. Cheat codes are always my other favorite thing about original consoles, like old school consoles, is that a lot of games had them back then. These days, they don't really have them, which sucks for a lot. Now, this is a game that, the first one, I freaking loved, but, it was way back when I still had my 360. The first game of this series, I loved it. I didn't really pick it up that much, because I kind of forgot where I was going in the missions. You know, being young and dumb, if, you know, you forget a lot of stuff. This is a game that I am addicted to at this point. I've probably put in about 8 to 10 hours into it, and that is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords. This game shocked me, because, like I said, the last one I played was years and years ago, and then I forgot. But this one, very simple to play, very simple to put into, and it's just a very awesome game. Honestly, God, it's probably one of my favorite Star Wars games. The amount of customization you do, the leveling up, the role play, it almost reminds me like you're playing a D&D version of Star Wars, which is awesome. So they kept the original formula from the first one. They did update a lot, especially with the combat mechanics and stuff, which is awesome. Awesome. I will say that no matter what. It is an awesome game. I would definitely say get it, add it to your collection, play it a little bit. It's definitely worth playing. Now, this is another one that I never played. I kind of wish I got into. I'm glad I'm getting into it because the story is freaking awesome. The graphics are pretty decent for the time that it came out. I was very shocked about that. That looks smoother than most games back in 2003. And this is a game that, you know, I pick up every once in a while since I've gotten it. And I haven't gotten too far in the story, but I love it. I really want to get the newest one that came out like about 3 or so years ago. That's still a platformer. And that is Oddworld Munch's Odyssey. This game to me screams early 2000s. Especially with its comedy. It's freaking everything. It's just freaking awesome. I mean, it's probably one of my other favorite games. Now, if you notice, the original, the cover art is not the original cover art. One of the guys at, when they got it in, I can't remember which, I do not remember which store it was, but, I don't think they had the original cover art with it, but it's still a good game. I love it. It's still a great game. I think there's only like one thing missing. Yeah, it's just the rating that's missing, and even on the back it's missing too, which I'm fine with. Now this is a game that I had to have for my collection just because it's one of my other favorite series of games. Like, I used to be all into it. I still am. I just don't like the newest ones that have coming out. They're kind of boring-ish, except for the multiplayer. The multiplayer, no matter what, is always top-notch. And that is, can't say it anymore, Halo 2. Halo 2, I love it better than the first. It is probably my second favorite Halo game next to Halo 3. And that is also because it was one of the first games that I actually played online, next to Counter-Strike. Like, this brings back so many memories. So many. And the story was freaking phenomenal. Left it on the best cliffhanger to me in almost any game series ever. And we had to wait forever for it. And this was a game that, this is another thing to it, the Halo 2 multiplayer map pack. Even though I can't play it, I mean I can play it, but I can't play online with it. I still wanted to add it to my collection, so I at least had all three, I think all three, yeah, all three of the Halo games that, well, Halo game discs that came out on the original Xbox. Which I will say, it is still an amazing game. I just hope maybe one day I could probably play it online again. On the old school way. Because that would be awesome. Now this is a game that I put in my last video that I didn't have the case for, if you remember, but when I went to the Link to the Past, they actually had it. And this was, and I bought it at a really cheap steal. I think it was like, not really a steal, but it was cheaper than what I bought it for on Amazon for just a game, which was like 40 or 50 bucks. I bought it at the Link to the Past for only 15, which was an amazing price. And finally having it, one of my favorite, all-time favorite series, and to me, one of my all-time favorite games that really, there's no other game to really beat it in my mind. That is Doom 3. The limited collector's edition. This game to me brings back so many memories. So I used to really be, oh yeah, and of course, you know, got this case with it too, and this, and the instructions manual. Plus, something that very made me almost like laugh was that a 2-month free trial of the original Xbox Live, and it hasn't been scratched yet. That is awesome to me. And it still won't get scratched. It's expired, so nobody really cares. But I can't say much about it. I can't say too much about this game. You gotta play it to try it out. It was a first-person shooter away from how Doom was to then. And you can see a lot of influence on it through Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. I kind of wish they came out with Doom 4 like they were anticipating to come out for it, which was the sequel to the story of this, actually. I mean, yeah, we get view clips here and there that they had and the animations and stuff they had for it at the time. But it, it still to me is still near and dear to my heart. No matter what, it's still one of my all-time favorite games. And it's the only game I've probably beaten, no, I wouldn't say only game. I've beaten this game probably about 20 plus times, even on the hardest difficulty, which was freaking insane. But to me, it's still a great, great game. As anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe. Tell me what games you think I should add to my collection next. I hoping I can get them. There's a few that I'm looking for that I'm hoping I can get for decent prices, like Conquerors, Live and Reloaded, Time Splitters, Future Perfect. I got another game coming on the way that I actually paid a decent price for. You might see it. I might put up a video just using my phone like I am right now of the gameplay of it. But it's still one of my favorite old school games. And you know what? You'll see that in the next video, hopefully. As always, guys, it's been fun. I hope you liked the video. Like I just said, like and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. I'll catch y'all next one. Deuces.